Monday morning and actually heading out to Hatfield, so just outside of Doncaster to the 10-mile course there, which is being used for the National 10, and go do some threshold session combined with aero testing. So I think I'm going to work on the shrug today. Push my elbows against the outside of the arm pad cups to try and bring the shoulders forward and a little bit narrower. Something I've tried before and didn't really test faster, so didn't bother doing it because it's really hard work. And if it doesn't if it isn't faster, then just relax into the position. But I think it's worth experimenting with, especially now that I'm like a lot more disciplined with my position. I'm able to keep my head nice and low. So yeah, just after 10 o'clock now, so head out there now, should be good. Get all my stuff ready. The place I was intending to park was all private roads, and don't want to piss off the locals. But yeah, found a bit of a lay-by, so I'm going to be doing like 5 kilometers to the roundabout, turn around 5 kilometers back, do 5 runs of that. So it'll be like, if I'm going at 50k an hour, that'll be 5 by 12 minutes, which is a solid threshold session. But I doubt I'll be going that fast. Rather than doing the whole 10-mile course, I'm thinking do these 10k, this 10k course, because then I can get a few more runs in. There we go, really good session there. So I ended up doing 5 by, it was like 14 minutes at threshold. About 14 and a half minutes for the reps, but with the roundabout, so about 14 minutes on the gas. So 70 minutes of work at threshold, which probably low threshold, around 350 watts. So that's probably lower end threshold. Bookended my run, so A, B, A, B, A, with shrug and non-shrug. So I'll have a look at the data and see what that looks like. But yeah, good to get out back on the Hatfield course. I was riding a lot out the saddle whilst in the extension, so kind of you just hover just a tiny amount above the saddle and push a bit of a bigger gear. It's easier to do during efforts, but with this big chainring I can just whack it in a really low cadence, even for the zone 2 stuff. With the bumpy road surface, your body is able to act as the suspension, so if you're just like locked in the position in the saddle, you're just like boom, boom, boom. Whereas if you're a little bit out the saddle, you can just absorb those vibrations a bit better. So that might be the way to go for a course like this, where it's pretty lumpy, because I didn't enjoy the National 25 in 2024 because I just felt like I was just getting juggled around. And even though I'm on the newer bike with the wider tyres, like it's much better than 25mm clinches, but you still do get juggled around by the poor road surface. So if I'm able to simultaneously switch between being in the saddle and out the saddle, then that's good for me. I've also got a saddle sore at the moment, so that was part of the reason why I was out the saddle felt like most of the time, maybe like two-thirds of the effort. Doing a 50 or 100 mile time trial, like I need that respite from the saddle, so being able to do both is definitely would be really good for me. Get good at being able to do both, basically. Good session, good testing. Head home now. Oh, explored the Hatfield lanes as well afterwards, so know where the best place to warm up is and such now. But yeah, good session that. Heart rate monitor was having a nightmare. It was reporting some of the most random data I've ever seen. Making it a big day of training. That was 40 minutes of heat. Started out at 240 watts erg mode. Dropped it to 210 for the last 10 minutes. So 240 average after a good threshold session this morning. Recording on the left side of the RCA. Going up to North Yorkshire for a couple of days, so just making sure the bike and everything's ready, get my stuff all together. Out for like a 4-hour ride today. Absolutely gorgeous. Heading out towards Reef, then up the Buttertubs, then kind of come back. About an hour in, mega ride so far. Really, really nice day for it. Easy does it. Up the Buttertubs. Riding the course of the 2024 British Champs ITT This course is savage. Look at that. There's a horrible lumpy downhill U-turn back onto like a 15-20% grind, and then you got more climbing. That's so tough. Feeling like maybe I missed out by not doing that event, but I'm not sure I would have been able to survive it. Didn't do a hilly time trial in 2024. The hilliest one I did was the National 25 pancake flat. Coming up to 4 hours. Been a good ride so far. There we go, a solid ride there. It's Thursday, significantly more mild day, but staying dry for the minute. The forecast is originally it said it was going to be raining today, but it's been getting better and better, and it's been dry so far. Layered up nicer today because significantly more mild day, but not cold by any means. Got the layering right. Gloves were like needed at the start, but once I'd warmed up, I could probably be all right without them. But yeah, original plan was make the most of the good weather yesterday, so do 4 hours yesterday, do 2 hours today, but felt good yesterday, did 4 hours 120k, and then today feeling good again, so it's like weather's nice, do more like 3 hours, so just heading around some back lanes out towards the east from Richmond instead of west, and then gonna go like back towards Croft and do the 2023 individual time trial circuit. So they do a lap of the circuit and then out onto the roads and do a road circuit. KOM from Fred Wright's like 52.8k an hour for this 10k loop, which is rolling nice roads, but that is mega quick. So yeah, we'll crack on with it. Feeling good so far. There we go, never good to ride that. Just got out for a half an hour pre-race spin, so got back from North Yorkshire midday, but feeling really tired, but yeah, getting out for half an hour up Manchester Road, up and down Manchester Road, so probably like a 12-minute threshold effort and then like a bit of a shorter dig at the end there. Needed to get out, was feeling a little bit stressy, racing at like this sort of time tomorrow, so 4:20. But yeah, just getting a good effort in. I mean, I've got some good volume in for the past few days, so that's been really good. But yeah, like I said, just needed to get out this afternoon. Tidy up my mess of a room. Got a race tomorrow. 10:30 now. Planning to leave at 1:30 for 4:20 start time. So just get everything ready. Do a short ride on the turbo, a couple of sprints, and then head off. Probably just a half an hour spin, a couple of sprints. Arrived in Gunthorpe, so outside of Nottingham for the 10 miler this afternoon. I'm off at 4:20, so got just a bit under an hour and a half, which is kind of perfect timing for me. Just means need to go in, get my number, and then get ready basically. So yeah, it's looking like a nice day so far. Sun's out. It was originally saying it was going to be kind of raining all day, but it's looking nice at the moment. Doesn't mean it won't rain, but hopefully if it does rain, it's nice and light rain, nothing too heavy. But yeah, it's quite breezy. It has been a fast course. Adam Duggleby did a very fast time on this at this event last year. I'm hoping the conditions will be decent, and then can get a really fast one under the belt really early for the B bar. So rather than leaving it to like the last race of the season. So yeah, that'll be good. Alright, that's me all set and ready to go. Bit of a warm up and then get cracking with it. This weather's calmed down, nice blue skies at the moment, so fingers crossed for a pleasant ride, but yeah, get out there, good.
Well, that was horrible. Getting the awful early season TTs out of the way. Yeah, that was just ridiculous. Similar to 2 weeks ago, where it was just stupidly windy. This time it was a bit more straightforward, kind of tailwind out, headwind back. But that headwind back was, that was something else. So chugging along at 40 miles an hour to the turn, and it's a slightly longer leg to the turn, so that was nice and easy, and I was keeping on the gas a little bit, not burning my matches, but keeping nice and on top of it, because I found at the Phil Williams event that I just wasn't producing the power on like the downhill tailwind sections. And yes, you should hold back a little bit, but it should be that a little bit, like you need to, like, you make up a lot of time, even in those faster sections. Like you can make up more time in the slower sections, but you need to keep on the gas for the fast sections. So yeah, I was happy to be I was chugging along on the way out, and then turn around and coming back, and I was going really slow, but it felt kind of all right. Like it didn't feel that choppy or anything. Like I was in control of the bike, and I was just going slow and not producing as much power as I wanted to. Power was just a bit weird. Like it was just like I'd be trying hard and I'd glance it and it would be like 390, and then I'd be trying hard and I'd glance it, say 450. So it's like, don't really know. It's like a bit all over the shop, really. It's just not really calibrated with like how I'm actually trying. Yeah, just slow on the way back, capitulating, but it's just like, okay, keep pushing. Last few kilometers, it's like 3 kilometers to go, 2 kilometers to go, and 2 kilometers to go. It's like a very undulating dual carriageway, and you kind of get to this final brow, and then it's kind of a downhill run into the line. So the last 2 kilometers is downhill. So I'm like getting to this, I'm going 35k an hour, so slow, and I'm just trying to get to this brow of the hill, and I get over the brow of the hill, and I go even slower. I'm going like 30k an hour. It's like, what? I'm going downhill and I'm just moving nowhere. And honestly, the bike, the front wheel just wobbling all over the shop, and it was ridiculous. Like I'd caught like a bad gust just before the top of that hill, and that threw me off a little bit. I had to stop pedaling for a second, and I was a little bit out of it, and just like, okay, just keep pushing, get over the top of the hill. And yeah, like I said, going down this hill to run into the line, moving nowhere, like just absolutely ridiculous. And then it started hailing. The fuck? Yeah, beautiful sunny day, obviously windy, and then this last 2 kilometers moving nowhere, and it was hailing, and I'm just mentally checked out at that point. It's not even like, oh, push on, get to the finish, and then we're done. It's just like, I don't care. Like I hadn't been thinking about. Obviously, we've got James Richards, Richard Oakes, so 2 really good riders doing this event as well. But no, wasn't a thought in my mind of like how anyone else is doing. To be honest, just over it at that point. But finished it off. Went for a bit of a spin, and then bumped into some guy out on his normal pleasant Saturday ride rather than a horrible windy TT, chatting about this course, and saying how he found it really difficult with the undulating carriageway. But I've done well on this course in the past, to be fair, but there's just been better days where like the guy that I was chatting to was saying, it's like the nicer days where it's a 10 mile an hour wind compared to a 30 mile an hour wind. So yeah, I managed to nip under 20 minutes, but it's a fast course on a good day, and like that's just slow as like 40 miles an hour on the way out, and then just capitulating on the way back. Well, fair play to Richard Oakes, beat me, but to be honest, don't read too much into it on a day like this where we're 10 minutes apart. The conditions just changed too much. Like it was the same with 2 weeks ago. Like fair play to Adam beating me 2 weeks ago. It was far from my best ride. Same with today, but the conditions just changed way too much. It's like you can't. It's not useful. It's not useful data to read into. That's why I was like really happy to be getting back to doing the Good Friday 10 miler on the V714, because it was like no matter what the conditions are like, I kind of know the course. I know how I do on that course. And it's just a much more useful benchmarker to me. Whereas an event like this and the and the Phil Williams event a couple of weeks ago, where it's just so windy on a new course to me. I can't read into the data too much. Like, I know I'm not as fit as I want to be, fair away from my top fitness, but I'm not really sure where I'm at, just because, yeah, the conditions are way too variable with these high winds. But yeah, I've got I'm going to be got a training session at Derby Velodrome tomorrow with the Team Pursuit with the guys, and then rest week next week. So I've been getting some good training in. Got some really good long rides in North Yorkshire during this week, but then chill out, cut back the volume a little bit for next week. We've got that Team Pursuit event at the end of the week, so that'll be good fun. And then the week after that will be the first national event of the year. So yeah, exciting times. But yeah, a bit disappointing today. Like, I mean, I was hoping for good conditions. I looked at the forecast, and I was thinking this was like the good wind direction. But chatting to Matt Utterly, who'd done this course a couple of times before, like, he was like, yeah, this is going to be absolutely horrible today, and he was on the money. Same with James Richards, who he was like, yeah, it's just going to be flying on the way out, terrible on the way back. But we got out there and tried it. I don't know, I felt good. I did like a bit of an openers ride yesterday. Did some sprints on the turbo this morning. I felt good coming today. But yeah, I just struggle in the wind, like, and coming in. Even though you save something for that return leg, talking to Matt Utley, it's like, it's just so hard to produce the power on the when you're just getting absolutely destroyed by the headwind. So yeah, like, I don't think there's much to read into it. It's just like, okay, I know I want to be continuing to return to fitness, to keep training hard, but it was a bad ride. It probably wasn't a terrible ride. I got out there, I gave it a go. But yeah, it's not much more to it than that. So yeah, head on home now. Early start tomorrow. Get to Derby Velodrome. Leave at 7:30. So good stuff. Didn't really impact me for the 10, but something to be aware of. The skin suit's not really providing any support with the chamois, because I've got a medium rather than a medium long. And it's different fabric and stuff. The chamois itself isn't really sitting on my undercarriage, and like the padded part of it is like up my back almost. So what I found is I should, like, rather than letting the leg bits creep up the leg and go into those shorter shorts, I need to pull them right down just so I'm getting. But then the skin suit feels a bit weird. I need to play around with that because it's not quite like sitting where it should do to give me some support on the sit bone. Early season to iron out these kinks, eh? And we're home. Unpack, get something to eat, and get to bed, and then early start tomorrow. So fun times. Rest week next week. Then I'm gonna bounce back, and it's gonna be all upwards from there. 6 o'clock, early start, but motivated to get after it. So get ready and then get down to Derby. I was going to take my HRV, but my heart rate monitor is so fucked up. So I've connected to the HRV app, and it's just all over the shop. 200 beats per minute, 50 beats per minute. When I'm on the bike, it either reads accurately or it's just completely off. And then it doesn't help with the current skin suit. It ends up dragging the heart rate monitor down my back, so the heart rate monitor is not sitting on properly. So yeah, I just need to get a new heart rate monitor, and also have a think about if there's a way that I can keep it from falling down while wearing the new skin suit. It's windy as hell and it's starting to hail. Fucking, oh my god! Look at this! Ugh! Gross, we're under attack. Fucking hell. Probably have to shout for you to hear me. I'm getting pelted by these fuckers. Yeah. Good team pursuit session with the guys today at Derby. 9 till 12 slot. Just gonna ask if Graham needs a hand. Yeah, it was a good team pursuit session, and then we've got our team pursuit event, open event next week. So the format of that, we're doing 3 team pursuits. So what we ended up doing, oh my god, it's just absolutely pissing it down out of nowhere, and everyone's putting their bikes and shit in the car. It's like, what the hell? What is this? Oh my word! But yeah, we got four 4K efforts done, which is really good. We had issues with the start for the first two. I just an inexperienced holder, so I was held up by him at the start and just didn't get away off the line. He was still holding on to me. And then Jack had him the second time, and same again, just messed up the start. But we kept going and got an effort done. So, and then the next two we were absolutely fine. We had more experienced holders. I got 4 full 4K efforts done, like working out our strategy, but then also working out like how we can adjust that strategy if things aren't going to plan. It was a really useful session, and like ahead of next week where it's the real thing. So yeah, it's gonna be good fun. Also thinking about yesterday, so I've really struggled in really like ridiculously windy TTs. It's been yesterday and then 2 weeks ago, and it does make sense because I am just a more powerful, less aerodynamic rider. That's just a fact. Like I work on my aero, but I'm never going to be like stupidly aerodynamic, and it just means that I feel like I'm preferentially not, even in a block headwind, I'm just getting punished so much because CDA matters like a lot. Everyone gets punished in these harsh wind conditions, but if your CDA is bad, like you just go nowhere. And with the wind yesterday, because it was so choppy and I was swerving around, like I'm not even able to hold a good position for me, and because the speed's low, I'm like just not on top of the gear at all, not able to produce the power. Whereas like strong crosswinds, it's like so long as I'm at a decent speed, like 40 to 50k an hour, like I can kind of control it. But when it's block headwind and you're below 40k an hour, it's just like it's just going nowhere. It's weird how it's like impossible. It's so hard to. I find it really difficult to ride like that, but I can get the power out on the uphills when the speed's slower. It just, yeah, speed in wind is very different to speed with changes in gradient. So but yeah, it's kind of ironic that I've done the track this winter and I've started doing some proper aero testing. Like the best aero testing I've done has been over the past few weeks, getting some testing done on the track, which is kind of the most reliable way to do it. But then I'm just not where I need to be, and you'd think, okay, I just need to focus on the fitness, and yes, that's true, but you can't focus on it too much. You can't force the issue. I can't just force myself to get better. I just need to get the training hours in over weeks and months, and then I'll be in return to good shape, and I just need to trust that that's going to be the case. Whereas the aerodynamics, I can work on that, and even though it seems like I'm working on it and then I'm getting worse, I think I need to preferentially work on the aerodynamics. Like that's what I need to do. This weather is actually ridiculous. I don't think it's gonna pass though. I can always stop the car if I think it's unsafe. I'll get going and after I've finished rambling to myself, but this is absurd. Jesus Christ. Even though it's like, okay, the power's the issue. Yes, the power's the issue, but more importantly, it's the aerodynamics. Like, if I was more aero, I wouldn't have suffered so much. It all makes sense to be like, get in the mindset of, okay, I've completely fucked it up for this year, and I've done the winter completely wrong. I haven't got the base miles in, and that's why the fitness is lacking. And there is truth to it. I've got to deal with the situation that I'm in. I didn't do the standard winter, and I focused on the track, and I was very happy with how the winter went. I learned how to ride the track, and I was very happy with how I did at the individual pursuit championships. And to think to like spiral and just think that was a complete waste of time is ridiculous. Like the best 2 time trial riders we've seen in the last decade have been John Archibald and Dan Bigham, who are primarily pursuit riders. So to think that there's no crossover to the outdoor time trialing would be like ridiculous.
it's taught me a lot, and like I say, it's going to be useful for the outdoor time trialing now that I kind of know how to be reliable on the track and even do some proper aero testing, which is where I think my shortcomings currently are. I just need to stick with it, and I wasn't doing no volume over the winter. Like, I was still consistently doing 12 odd hours a week, which is like, if I was working a job and doing 12 hours a week, that's fucking mega. Like, so I'm basically thinking, like, if I had a job, it's like, so I'd be just rubbish if I had a job. It just doesn't seem right. It's the first winter I've done since training full time where I haven't completely overcooked it, and now I'm just like kind of wishing that in some way in the back of my mind I'm just like, oh, I kind of wish I'd done the standard winter of doing way too much and feeling like shit in February, March, because then I bounced back from that lull and actually come really good in a few months after that. I just need to keep having to tell myself this, but it's because it's taking a bit longer than I'd expect. I'd like, I guess, but I just need to keep with it, and it will get better. You don't go from being one level of rider and just magically, just without there being anything particularly wrong, you just lose all of that. Like, it doesn't make sense. It makes sense why I did bad in the wind at the Phil Williams race and then yesterday. I can work on that a little bit, but even if I was at smashing 450 watts on the return leg, like, I still was losing to Richard Oakes yesterday. Like, the conditions are variable and I get punished for having a worse CDA. But when it comes to good time trial conditions that are low wind, I know I do well. Like, I did well at the Good Friday event in Hull, which is one I know. The wind was pretty normal and I did a good performance. I need to figure out how the cork reads, like how low it reads compared to the power meter I was using last year. Because it definitely reads lower, but I need to like understand how much lower so that I can like get a grasp of, okay, how far am I from good fitness that I was consistently doing last year. Things to work out, but like rest week next week, so I'll just cut the volume down, lower volume for the intensity sessions I do. Got this Team Pursuit event at the end of the week, so that'll be just good fun. It's just like a bit of a chiller week for me, and then got the first national champs the week after that. So and again, like, I'd like to see a bump like in my fitness, but I'm not expecting to be back to like my standard level from 2025, because it, based on where I am, it's like it's going to take time for that to come. But then with my improvements to learning how to ride the track, the improvement in aerodynamics, I'd like to think I can reach a higher level, but we'll have to see. First thing is kind of getting back to that solid baseline, maintaining it, which is what I found I was able to do. Just like find that volume that works, where I'm getting the consistent intensity in, I'm racing well, and then try and lift it. Big event is defending the national 10-mile title at the end of August, so we got a good long ways till then, so it's all good.